So today we're answering the question like, when should you hire a lawyer? Or like, when is it maybe too late to hire a DUI lawyer? And spoiler alert, I'm going to tell you the short answer is as soon as possible. And I know you think that's a little self-serving, like I want you to come hire me. But the truth is, it's actually good advice. The more time you have with a lawyer, or the sooner you can get a lawyer on your side, the better. Like that should be pretty obvious to you. Let me explain in detail why that's helpful for you, how you can actually possibly improve the outcome of your case by hiring a lawyer sooner rather than later. At least here in Illinois, there's a couple reasons for that. The main one being that you have a pending suspension of your driver's license, right? So let's pretend that I got arrested for a DUI this morning. For the record, I did not. But if I did, then tomorrow is my very first day counting towards my suspension. So 45 days after I'm arrested, I can bet that my license is probably going to get suspended. And so it happened this morning, right? Now I'm looking to hire a lawyer. I want to give that lawyer the most time possible to fight that suspension of my driver's license. Most people I talk to, that is one of their primary concerns, which is, how am I going to get to work? How am I going to take the kids to school? How am I going to go to the grocery store? I need my license. You could be looking at a year suspension. You can technically be looking at a 3-year suspension, depending on the fact. So that's a problem for people. And if you're going to hire me, I want all 45 days to fight it. Don't give me 2 days to fight it. It's not going to be as good, right? So just don't even need to get into more detail than that, really. Give your attorney as much time as possible because we need to send subpoenas, file motions for discovery in court, an appearance in court, a petition to rescind statutory summary suspension. These are all just things that we file in court in order to get back what we call the discovery, the evidence. Police reports, videos, radio communications, breathalyzer reports, standard field sobriety reports, medical reports, you name it. Whatever may be used against you is something I want to see. And I want to stop that suspension, if at all possible, that is going to occur in 45 days. Give me 45 days to work on it, please. At least 30, right? So within that first 2 weeks is really the ideal time frame. Sooner the better. Once you get less than 30 days, there's a good chance that I file that paperwork, but I don't even get it back yet. I don't get that video and police reports and discovery back yet before your suspension. And so now you're kind of playing catch up, right? You want to be on the offensive or the defensive is one way to think of it. So yes, there is an increased likelihood that we can stop your suspension if you hire us sooner. It doesn't mean you can't still do it later on, but there, I think I made the point clear. Especially since you're paying the same. It's not like you charge, at least we don't charge per hour, per court date, or per, question, none of that. We just charge a flat fee. So if you got your DUI this morning and you're calling me now, or you're calling me in 3 weeks, or you're calling me in a month, I'm charging you the same thing. I got to do the work either way. So might as well take care of it sooner, and you're going to get, conceivably more bang for your buck. So how do we stop that suspension? Well, we stop that suspension by making an argument in court. And there's tons of possible arguments to make. But I don't know what arguments to make until I get the videos and police report. If you kind of don't allow me to get those in a timely manner, and I got to walk into court on your first court date, or, your suspension comes, I'm kind of guessing, right? So sooner the better. Is it too late to hire a lawyer? At what point is it too late? I mean, I don't know that there's really a too late. I will say here in Illinois, you have to file that paperwork to challenge the suspension within 90 days of the DUI arrest. So believe it or not, there are people that wait 4 months to hire a lawyer, and then I can't do anything about your license. It's almost certainly can't do anything about your license because I needed to have filed that within 90 days. So you're shit out of luck when it comes to the suspension in that scenario because you waited too long. But now let's turn our attention to the actual outcome to the DUI case overall. There's not really a moment where it's too late, kind of. right? If you think about this, there's not this like pending timeline like there is with the suspension. It's a criminal case and they have to prove you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. There are DUIs that, go on for years. And technically you could switch lawyers at any point and, you're entitled to an attorney of your choosing. Those aren't really the cases I want. Like if somebody has had an attorney for 2 years and they're supposed to go to trial tomorrow, and now you're like, I'm going to call around and find a different lawyer. I'm like, I'm not interested in that. Like, technically you could, and I could jump in on that case and tomorrow, but I'm not interested in doing that. Like I don't need those cases, so I'm not taking those cases. I want you to be a little bit more timely and on the ball if I'm going to take a case. But technically there's nothing really wrong with that. And some lawyers will take those cases. So until the case is over, you can have an attorney of your choosing. You can switch from a public defender to a private attorney. You can switch from a private attorney to a different private attorney, whatever you want to do, because you still have an open pending case and you are innocent until proven guilty. All right, guys, there you have it. It is not even that hard to hire a DUI lawyer. Like just search Google. There's a million of us. Now, it is hard to find the right lawyer, someone you're comfortable with, someone who's good and fair and going to treat you the right way, communicate with you. I mean, you're entering a pretty long-term relationship, right? Like the average DUI that we handle lasts 7 months. So that is a hard thing to do, but I'm going to ask you to bite the bullet, start sending out emails, start making phone calls, start interviewing law firms to represent you, because it's an important decision, and I wish you the best of luck.